Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So lately I've been taking advantage of posting scheduled posts. And the reason why I was doing that was so I can free up the following day. So sometimes we had, like last minute, for instance, I was watching my nieces and my sister told me the day before. So I'm like, I started to envision, like, okay, tomorrow around 6 a.m., I want people to have a post so they can go into our product page. So then I started to find content to kind of jumpstart people's day. Then I'm like, can I schedule something an hour later? So 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Then I'm like, when do people start to get tired? When do they get that slump in the afternoon? So then I'm creating posts that are going to pump people up. Sometimes people start getting doubt in the afternoon. And the reason why they get doubt in the afternoon is simply because their energies start to go down. So when you start to lower your vibration, your thoughts start to take over. And so, a lot of times people don't have energy. People are in a product group, but they've never tried our stuff. They don't know what to do. They don't have a Bia in the fridge to grab. They don't have an energy drink or ionic. So I try to think in their shoe. So being an admin in our product page definitely has helped because we have the capability at this point to do scheduled posts. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, I love posting in real time because I feel there's an energy exchange. And if I'm in the moment and I'm at the park and I'm laughing and I'm walking with my mom and my sister and we are just having a blast and I take a picture of us, I like to post it right then and there because I'm writing about my feeling in real time. So for things like that, I love to post in real time. But if you want to be strategic and you really want to free up a little bit of time, I highly suggest for you to get some scheduled posts. And I know the more you do it, the better you get and the easier it will seem. Because a lot of times people will come to me and say, well, I just don't know what to post. How do you come up with like 5 to 10 posts a day in the product page? Like, really, how? And I think the biggest thing, if you're thinking it, someone else is thinking it. So for me, I need to drink my water. And a lot of times around 11, 12, I'm like, I forget, right? And I'm like, okay, so I need to remind people, hydrate, drink your water, grab your water, chug your water. And so whatever I'm going through, I'm basically teaching. And if you guys are into podcasts, I listen to podcasts, as I'm doing stuff, as I'm getting ready. I try to be strategic with my timing with podcasts now, but I tend to teach and share what I'm going through so that I can get people out of it. So for, hydration is huge right now. We talk to a lot of people on 3-way calls and we're going through their goals. We're doing all the things, we're checking everything. And then we ask people like, are you drinking, like how much water do you drink? We just assume everybody drinks enough water. And people are drinking like 2 bottles of 16.9 ounces. And we're like, dang, like that alone, if they were just to implement more water in their life, like that alone is going to change their life. Like, don't even add the shakes, don't add the ionic, don't add any of that yet. Like, let's just hydrate you. And I promise you, you're going to start to feel better. And when they start to feel better, what happens? We do better. And that goes along with Kimberly, like how she got ready and she feels good and she feels like in that character, right? You're like, I'm a businesswoman, like I'm giving nuggets and all that. I'm the same way. Like when I'm feeling a little bit low vibe, like I'm like, okay, what would my higher self do? Like, number one, what would my higher self do? Well, her posture would be better, right? She'd be sitting like this. She'd have her water. she'd probably have red lipstick and get into her power pose, right? She would probably pray before the Zoom call. She would make sure that she had a snack before she went on so she's not hangry. You know, just little things like that. She's going to tell Siri to remind her like 15, 20 minutes before the call so she can mentally get set and prepared. And a lot of times, you know, people also can schedule, like maybe you're not an admin. Maybe you can't, you know, schedule your posts. But what you can do is you could say, okay, I wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning every morning. I have 3, 4, 5 kids. I'm working my job. I'm working from home. I'm homeschooling. I'm doing all the things, but maybe you could prepare your posts the day before, like save it to your camera roll, write it down on a notepad. I'm going to post about water about 10 minutes before the kids get up. And I'm going to get into that habit. I'm going to do it every single day, even if I don't want to, because my higher self would show up. My lower self wouldn't, but my higher self, she would show up and she would post whether she felt like it or not. So I believe if you just create those habits, and this ties in with tomorrow, I hope you guys are on the call tomorrow because Rod is going to really dig deep with habits, and it's so true. Just think of your higher self. What would she do? And if you can't think of your higher self, think of someone else. Like, think of anybody else that you look up to and you're like, how does she do it? She has the kids, she has this. Like a lot of times, you know, I think about it where I'm in a certain situation. I'm like, well, how does Stephanie do it? She has the kids, she has, you know, the houses, the Airbnbs, she has all this stuff. And she's been helping me all day. And I know there's other people reaching out to her. Like, I'm not the only one. She makes me feel like I'm the only one though. What would she do? So you need to sometimes step into character, like they say, just to get through the day, because life's going to happen regardless. It's super important to post in your product pages every single day, no matter what. And of course, I fall short. We all fall short. But if we can collectively always be posting in there, your people are going to be notified that you posted. Now, if I added Kimberly to my group, she may only have her settings to see the highlights. So maybe Stephanie may post in there, but Kimberly may not see it. Now, because maybe there was an activity on it, maybe not. But if there's not that much activity on there, likes and comments, Kimberly may not see it. But if I go in there and post, because I added Kimberly in there, she's going to get a notification that Annie just posted in Game Changer Healthy Living. And you want to make sure that your people that you're putting in these products, these product groups, you want them to know that you are showing up. You mean business. You are supportive because that's what you said. And you said this group is amazing. You said this group is supportive. They need to see that you're in there too, supporting and giving love and doing all the things. And you may or may not know that they're looking because they don't like and comment. They're definitely looking. They're getting the notification. They may not be always seeing it, but they're seeing your name. They're seeing Debbie Hall just posted in whatever the product group is, right? They're seeing Renee posted in whatever product group. So they're seeing it. So then that puts a little trigger in their mind like, oh yeah, the group. And then maybe that little seed may lead to, oh, I'm feeling a little low energy. I need my e-shot. It leads to all these other things. So it's super important to pour in. And I know for me, my biggest thing is on the weekend. Somehow I sometimes take my foot off the pedal. So what I did this past weekend, especially being Memorial, I'm like, I need to pour in there. So for me, I wasn't posting too much real time on Sunday, but on Saturday I was, and I also did some scheduled posts. And I kept popping in throughout the day. So other people are seeing that and they're thinking I'm in there all day, but I'm really not. So I think it's important to touch in there as much as you possibly can. Ask questions. If Kimberly posts something in there, I may go on there and comment, but then also ask a question. That way other people can start, or if something reminds you of them, you can be like, Kimberly posted something, maybe chia seeds, and I'm, putting with chia seeds, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks so delicious. This reminds me of a conversation I had with Nastasha. She would love this recipe. And then I get Nastasha involved, and she's like, oh, I love that, and then she may share a recipe. This is where the engagement starts to go. But people want to feel included. So always try to think like, who does this remind me of? And get them involved in the conversations, because maybe they didn't see the post. So if you guys have any questions, you guys are welcome to ask.
Hey, Annie, do you do scheduled posts, or are you thinking about doing scheduled posts for your wall, your own personal?
So I haven't done any for my personal, but I believe you can only do it if you have like an entertainment page. Am I right, Kimberly? I'm sorry, you're muted.
I was signing. Yeah, no, you can't. And I wish you could, because that would be great, but you can't on your personal wall. I'm wondering if you get, you don't ever want to get to 5,000 friends, because then they switch you to a fan page. But I'm wondering if you have a fan page, if that makes you schedule posts. Is that what you meant?
Yeah, I do have like a fan page as well. I wish I could do it on my personal wall. Imagine, I think they're going to end up doing that eventually. But I do know on my fan page, which I don't have very many people on there, and I am not active on there too much. I'm going there now to see if I can schedule it. It's not giving me the option, but that would be great.
And I thought there was a way we could do something like through private messaging that you could schedule.
They don't even let you schedule if you have a business page. Like they don't. Yeah, I think it's just in groups, and just if you're I think moderators, I think, can also schedule posts, and admins.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I have two business. Well, I run one business page, and then I have my own personal entertainment one, and I'm not able to schedule that. But in the group, it's been so amazing to do. It really has.
Yeah, such a time saver in so many ways.
Heck yeah.
And I know another way that you do a lot of time saving, Annie, and if you can touch on this, is you repurpose things a lot.
You guys, I am all about this. So let's say I go into, okay, today, for instance, I went into our product page and I went live, and before I posted, when I was done with that live, I saved the video to my camera roll. So now I can go in there and I can cut my video and make, cut a little portion, and I can go to my stories, my Instagram story, and then share it to my Facebook story. But I can go in there and create a hype, like I can congratulate the 3 winners. So we had a contest over now, Memorial Day, and I'm like, hey, show us whatever you have. It could be your food, your cocktails. Like it didn't have to be Isogenics related. Just show us what you have. You're going in a drawing to win a sampler, a reusable. I use the word reusable. It was really fun. Reusable sample cup, $30 value, whatever. And so I went live today. So now I can repurpose that, create a hype. I'm not going to use the word Isogenics on my Instagram story at all. I'm just going to cut the video. I also, in the video, you can also move it. You can screenshot. So now you got a picture if you want to do a post. you can just repurpose so many things. And I love doing that. So if I go on Instagram story and I share something, I'm always with the intention of, hey, I want to use that and post it in my product page. And I try to post as much as I can in there so that people can go back in the page and, hey, Annie posted something, and they can get back in there. So today I shared a bio with my goddaughter who's in town. I'm like, hey, do you want to try da da da? So she had finished. I'm like, hey, can I do a boomerang with you? So, boomerang from Instagram story. I saved that video. I sent it to her. She shared it. And then I went into my product page and I shared it with a little story attached, like, hey, she's in town, from Billings and, Montana, whatever. And just to give a little story, but it was fun. She was in her swimsuit. She looks like a bikini. She looks super cute. You know what I mean? She's a teenager. Maybe that would give other parents like, oh, you know what? I didn't think about that, but I have my niece, I have my nephew, I have my kids. Like, I didn't think about that, but hey, let me give them. And I also included, like, it had minerals and vitamins in this. So it could spark a memory for somebody. Who could they help? Who would this be good for? Because people have FOMO. They're like, oh, my niece would love that. Like, anytime I see somebody with a cute outfit or something, I'm like, oh, my goddaughter would love that, and I want to know, where'd you get that? Like, you want to try to repurpose as much as possible. Use it in different ways, because not everybody's everywhere. Some people only look at Instagram story. Some people only have Facebook. Some people aren't, I'm not very, I have a Snapchat and I go in modes where sometimes I'm in there and sometimes I'm not. But it just takes seconds just to share. I don't get too into the editing. I try to keep it as raw as I can, but I'll add some fun captions. I'll edit a little bit here and there. If it's a little dark, I'll lighten it up, but I'm not too into it. I'm just like, hey, let me just show you. I tend to get a lot of people on Instagram story and Facebook story, like they'll go and they'll like or love it, versus if I post on my wall, they're not really liking or loving. I find that there's a lot of people that interact that way more. And it could be because maybe they're at work and they don't want their bosses to see them, on Facebook. Maybe they're just a little intimidated to go on your wall. So they're a little bit more prone to answer your Instagram and your Facebook stories. So that creates a dialogue. If they loved something, be like, hey, how's it going? Like, we're enjoying the sun. Are you outside in the sun too? Like, just whatever you want to ask, but it creates, because it's private, it's a one-on-one. It's like having a phone conversation. Hey, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, I'm out here in the sun, whatever. So if you could just think about it in that nature, just get your content out. Like, don't even second guess it. Just get it out. Do you guys have any questions?
No, but you have me all excited to go post. I'm going to post.
I'm like all into
now.
it. I'm so into it right now. Like,
that's awesome.
So into it.
Well, I would just say, I came up with a little to-do sheet for myself every day, because I found that having one and having it posted by your computer are two different things. So like, I forget to post sometimes in different groups that I have. So I have to have a cheat sheet. I call it my blonde sheet.
Ooh,
So
I love that.
Yeah, I stick it right by there so that I go through. I go through each one, post in on my personal wall, post in our biz page, post in my group that I generated from autoimmune I have. So creating, everybody on this whole call tonight should have their own Facebook group of whatever you love. Like Kathleen probably has a juicing one. I love seeing juice. I'm like, I'm going to go juice. And Stephanie's got one, like, I'm sure, right? So like a hobby or a hobby, a health affliction. We did a COVID group for a while and occasionally post in there. But different groups, and you can't get thrown out of your own group. So I don't advertise isogenics all the time, just like maybe once a week I'll do a post, and they won't know it's isogenics, but I'll talk about the supplements I'm taking, and they'll go, oh, what are you taking? And then the other thing with your own group is asking, you know how you can ask the 3 questions, like questions to come in the group? Have you seen that, where if you set up your own group, you can, and you advertise it on Facebook, the more you post in your group, and you can schedule those posts like Annie said, the more that group gets started to be advertised. So now my group is getting advertised by Facebook. So I may get, you know, depending, and what I noticed is I've been experimenting, the more you post in your own group, the more Google advertises it. So the more the activity plays a key and role in their algorithm, how much they advertise your group. So it's important. I've increased my posts in the group, and now my member requests have increased. And when I slow, they slow. When I fast, they fast. And then I ask 3 questions. And one of my questions is, are you interested in learning about ways to lose weight? And so right then and there, before I even get them in the group, I know they're a lead, right? And then I will say, welcome to our group. And I put them in that group. And I said, I have another group I'd love to stick you in regarding weight loss. They go, oh, okay, put me in, put me in. And so it's like a constant lead generation that Facebook is advertised that it doesn't cost you anything. And I know people with successful nutrition groups, but it's whatever you're knowledgeable in. So you would do your own little group. Like I have a gal who loves dachshunds and has a ton of them. And she is like, everything she posts is dachshunds. So she's got a dachshund group. And one of her questions should be, is how, you know, how active are you with your pet? Are you active? Are you looking for ways to lose weight so you can keep up with walking the dog? You know, you could make it kind of fun and funny. And then you can, what do you say? Qualify them to go into your product page. So that's all I wanted to add.
Does anyone in this group need some help brainstorming on making your own group, creating? Because I know for me, it was tough. I'm like, I'm not sure like what I like or what I do. I don't really have hobbies. You know, I just started getting into it. And I have a private group, and it's Cooking with Annie. I do like to cook, and I try to cook healthier versions of the foods that I love. So I need to have a list like Kimberly in front of my brain, because the only thing in the forefront of my brain is like posting game changers, you know, posting game changer biz. So I need to put that in and just be really active and pour in there every day. So that's a great idea. Thanks for that, Kimberly. But I know Dr. Trish, I think you need, we would love to be able to help you brainstorm live right now to help you come up with some ideas. Maybe we can ask some questions or something. That way you can create your group. And, you know, Kimberly's extremely, gosh, she's so good at the questions, like to ask before they get in. Like you correlate like the health and it's so beautiful the way you do that, Kimberly.
Thank you, Annie. Well, Trish, Annie, do you have a group for your occupation, like a casting, some type of casting or actresses group? Is that what you do?
You know, I do have one as well. I have like, and this is crazy, but I have like maybe 8 people. I started it like a long time ago. I just haven't been active. So I need to with that, plus my cooking. You know what I mean? So I need to do both because I mean, I need to help them. I just need to find a way to do that. But I will be doing both. Yes.
You'd be amazing because you already know, and then you could get all these actors and actresses who need to look good, and they need to, if they want to lose weight for a part or whatever, they want to get their groove on, and you could cross promote your posts and use the same post. You could do a cooking, hey, you know, besides our system, here's an incredible recipe to lose weight and start getting healthier, so that, you know, here's what casting people look for. And you know, and Trish, she's a chiropractor and a health in healthcare. You could do so much with that. You could do a whole group on increasing revenue for chiropractics. You know what I mean?
I'm not an expert chiropractor, so it doesn't work.
Well, no, but you used to be. I mean, you've gone to school for it, but it doesn't matter. You're not, what you could do is like have your own group and talk about increasing revenue for chiropractors by selling nutritional supplements, you know, having something there that's like a marketing group. It's a thought.
Not comfortable with that right now. I'm more into sharing good nutrition, supplementation, getting people healthy, especially now with October coming around the corner. People need to boost their immune systems because COVID is coming back. It's going to be a seasonal flu for a while.
What about if you did an immune boost group? And the only thing you post in there is about immune boosting, and see people on Facebook who are worried about being healthy. They're going to look for that. They're going to look for a group that talks about immune boosting. If that's what you love to talk about, you have to do what you love and do what you know. And then
that's what I'm feeling right now. So yeah.
Yeah. I think that's an amazing idea for you.
The other one could be down the line, down the road, branching off. But for right now, that's where my heart is.
Hey, it's whatever you're passionate about. You know what I mean? I'm passionate about Hashimoto's. I mean, but it's a niche. You know what I mean?
That's why I got tested. I got tested.
Yes.
I'm negative.
Yay!
I do have Hashimoto's.
Thank the Lord.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So your antibodies were normal.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. That's really great. It's not a fun thing to have.
It's challenging.
Yeah. Right on. But I think you should start your groups now, you know, and they don't take off immediately. So you don't get all hurt if nobody's coming in. Invite people slowly as you talk to people. Mm-hmm. And you can go into other groups. So go into other immune boosting groups or go into other casting groups, meet people there, invite them over, start migrating people over to your group, and then posting, and you can schedule posts in it because you're the admin, and start scheduling them. So you do like 6 a day, and it doesn't matter if there's only one person in there. What matters is engagement, not the number of people. So you keep doing that and you slowly put people in, and oh my gosh, guys, once these groups get advertised, you don't have to work so hard. The leads are coming to you because they're coming to the group. And you can get lazy, like I get lazy, and I'll enroll just people that come to me, but then I know I have to go out and you got to keep doing this, and they keep coming.
Okay, do you invite some of the people that's already in your friends list, or do you start fresh and clean?
I didn't, because I only wanted people with Hashimoto's in the group. If they don't have Hashimoto's, that's one of my questions. Do you have Hashimoto's? Yes or no? No, they don't go in the group, because then they're just coming in to market to your group. And the idea is to keep it very tight and niche. And then, as you're moderating it, if you see somebody's like obviously coming in and doing, then bye-bye, they go away. And then you just keep posting on stuff, and there's so much stuff, and you could go join all these other groups, and all you do, you can borrow their posts. If you don't know what to post, I'll go into, there's a Hashimoto's weight loss group. I'll go in there, and I'm in there, and if I see a good post, boom, guess what is my post for the day? What their post was. They didn't come up with it. They borrowed it from somebody else too. You know, and you just keep all these posts coming, and before you know it, then you have 500 people, then you have 1,000 people, then you have 2,000, and it just grows, and it's like planting a seed that will grow a fruit tree, and you will have all this fruit for the life of your isogenics business. Like it just, it gets matured. And now what is happening in my group is I have so many other people posting, and all these people and engaging with each other, that I don't have to work so hard. I can literally go in there and do one post a day, and go in and love on the people in there and do whatever I want. I don't have to work so hard, and I still get those leads coming, but now the members are doing the work for you.
Okay.
And Kathleen, you have a juicing group, right? She's just so cute. She smiles. Yeah. What about you, Steph? What do you know what? You could do an Airbnb owner group, and you could talk about all the trials and tribulations of being an Airbnb owner and entrepreneurship, and how you also, in addition to owning these Airbnbs, you also have this other side business, because these Airbnb people that own property, their business, they're entrepreneurs. So there you go. You'd have all these entrepreneurs, and you could help them because you've been through whatever you've experienced with your Airbnb. I'm sure they've experienced with their Airbnb, right? Or you could do a mom group, or you could do, what else do I know about you?
The Airbnb group, like, imagine how many people out there are just starting, and you guys already went through that, you know, but, you know, does it fire you up though?
That one doesn't fire us up right now, and there is another one out there. So good call, Annie. But I do have a mom's group of boys, and I started one for gluten-free families. And I know that I just need to build them, right? The mom's group it's kind of there. I did an essence oil one. And all the isogenics people are finding out about it, and it's just a matter of somebody really taking it and running with it. But it's like you build it and the people will come. That really does work.
I need to do more. I don't know why I feel like I needed just one or two.
Well, they do take work. I mean, they do.
Yeah, they do, but
Yeah.
I'm like,
but if you can repurpose them in so many different ways, then you can do all of the different things. Like you've got game changers for weight loss health. You've got your cooking for cooking. You've got your actors for jobs and what's going on in events, but also what should they be eating, and how can they clean up their skin, and how can they lose weight fast. And I think those three are just perfect.
that is so true. That is so true.
And we all know that actors and actresses want to defy their age on their driver's license.
Yeah.
The vitamins, the isogenesis.
Right.
Use my 10-year picture.
Yes, so true, so true.
Does anyone else want some suggestions on what you guys can do? There's so many different things. We just have to come up with something that you're like, yes, that's it. That's what I'm passionate about.
Mm-hmm. And it might feel overwhelming, but just we're here to help you. So we'll help you.
I want to do a vegan group, but I don't know how to. I don't know, because there's so many out there. You know what I mean?
Don't worry about the competition.
But I don't want to just vegan. Like, do I do vegan quotes? Do I do vegan anything that's pro earth and pro animals, or do I do it more towards vegan foods, or you know what I mean?
You know, we've been impacted greatly by the movie Game Changers, which is, you know, a plant-based movie, right?
Yeah.
And they're interested in so many different things. And so vegan recipes, plant-based, articles, different movies, if there are any, which of course there are different movies on health and the bad things out there. Let's see what else, like the motivational statements that you said, you know, really look at it as our product pages, but very specifically just for vegans. But you can use our product pages as an example of what you could do, and repost whatever you put in your vegan, you put into Game Changers. Whatever is vegan that you put in Game Changers, put it into your vegan and repurpose in all different categories. And you can have some of the same people in both as well. I'm sure Kimberly has a huge cross in for all of her groups.
Have a suggestion?
Yes.
Since a lot of people argue vegan diets don't have enough protein, they don't get enough protein, how about addressing the protein issue?
Yeah.
For sure, because I do it.
Right. And exercise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, throwing in your exercise tips. And juicing.
Yeah.
You know, so many different things. Equipment. You know, different equipment, like using an Instapot or an air fryer, or, you know, the different juicers, the different types of blenders, and do reviews. Will Armijo is up on my screen right now, and Will gets a huge following because he's constantly reviewing products. People go to him to make decisions on what to buy.
You know what's good too? Just thinking is if you can't think of something you can do, especially if you live in a smaller, like I live in Cave Creek, and it's a part of Phoenix, but it's kind of a dink town. I mean, it's not that big, but a women's group of Cave Creek, or women's group of wherever you live.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're getting people who are around you, and if they live around you, part of my biggest challenge with Isogenics building was that all of my builders are not local. Like I'm pulling them in all over the internet, so I luck out when I have someone local, which it doesn't happen very often, right? So that way you could because then you can bring them in person and train them and create like your own little community and have a great time doing it. You know, that's another thought, or a support group for something.
And you know, it's beautiful. So let's say me and Kimberly are friends, and she invited me into one of her groups, and I'm in there fishing around, just kind of looking, and I see a girl, Stephanie, and she's posting in there, and I like her vibe. I'm going to go click on her profile, and I'm going to go and see what she's doing. I'm going to be like, oh, hey, you know, I kind of like that. And I'm going to be creeping on Kimberly. I'm like, oh, Kimberly and Stephanie are friends. Like, oh, wow, they do this and that. So then it leads to more. It always leads to more. The coffee conversations always lead to more. They're not just talking about coffee. We always lead to more conversation. So always know that. They're checking, they're looking, and I think the more we're plugged in, the better, which is why I love to repurpose, because not everybody is everywhere. I met somebody, Mark, on Instagram story, and he ordered from the UK, and he does have a Facebook page. So he requested me on Facebook. I added him to Game Changers. He adds so much value to the product group. I mean, he's incredible. And we never had mutual friends or anything on there. He just found me on Instagram story through freaking a hashtag. We're like-minded. He liked my post, I just post all kinds of stuff. But he liked my vibe, and he's like, hey, And so always throw yourself out there, and just know that people are always going to, the right ones, when they need it, they're going to know who to go to. They're going to be like, wait, I remember Jackie, she does vegan, and I need to have more protein in my diet. I'm going vegan. I know who to go to. Or I may be sitting with Stephanie, and she may be telling me, hey, like, I never thought she'd go vegan, and she's telling me about this vegan, and I'm like, oh my gosh, hold on. I have a friend that's always posting about vegan stuff. You have to connect with Jack, like, go follow her, because she gives recipes and tips. So that's just kind of how it goes, you know.
So doing like a CRPS group that is doing the autoimmune disease that I have, and with maybe health and wellness together. Because I've been talking about doing a local group with a few people, and we thought it'd be nice to we could get together, you know, whether it's online like this or in person, because most people don't understand the pain that we go through on a daily basis. And so it's nice when you have people that understand. But, you know, through starting this, and it's only been 3 weeks, 3 weeks, but my pain's already dropped and is pretty much gone again, which is just crazy.
That's
Yeah, it's really amazing.
wow.
It's really cool. And so I could combine the two together. Obviously, between myself and Kasha, we know that this is for us, has changed our health dramatically with the CRPS. So that would probably be something that would work, because I know I've got a bunch of interest starting, so then that would be a group that we could get our warriors into and talk about and post like you're saying, I guess.
And Debbie, you can, do you ask questions to go into your group now?
The only group of that I'm a moderator in a group right now for RSG Sisters, but I've been thinking about doing this local group for a little while now.
Do you?
I haven't started it yet.
You don't have your own group with that?
No, that's what I was just saying. I was thinking I was talking with a couple of people, and I was thinking I would start a local group, and then I could add the health, you know, instead of just CRPS Tampa Bay, it could be CRPS and Health Tampa Bay or something.
Yeah, start your own group because you're an expert in it. You're an expert because you have it, and you can help so many other people, right? And if you're limited what you can do, if you're a moderator, that admin in that group's only going to allow you to go so far. You need control of that. And because you've been a moderator of that group, people know you very well. So you could just start slowly, start your own group, start some posts in there, slowly talk, bring them over. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not hurting this person's group. You're just building another group, right? Like my group, they may be in 4 or 5 different Hashimoto groups. They don't care. But then you can do a spin-off and do your own little group, and it would help you because now you have a little support system in your city, you know, for you. For you. And oh my gosh, can you imagine if you helped all the girls in your area who were suffering, and what an amazing group you'd have and how many lives you'd change and affect. I mean, that's massive. I love that idea. Anyway, it's awesome.
Thanks.
So Debbie, I'm going to go one step further because that's what we do. We have to push each other. When are you planning on putting this group together? Can you do that and let us know so we can support you?
Oh, yes. Yep.
Okay. So are you thinking of doing that like in the next 48 hours?
Probably, yeah. I'm trying to think,
Okay.
what's today? Wednesday, so Thursday. Yeah, depending on how crazy tomorrow is with the couple of calls I might have. And, but yeah, definitely within the next day or two. Because I've been thinking about it for a while, so that's just gonna finish it off.
Awesome. And Debbie, who invited you to tonight's call?
Kimberly.
Kimberly? Awesome. Kimberly, would you share with us her group when she does put that together so we can all go in and support her?
Yeah. I think
Okay,
that'd be
cool.
Awesome.
I look forward to it.
And you guys, if you want, do you all use Canva when you create your group? Because you can do they have a Facebook cover that you choose, and it's so easy to create a beautiful graphic for your new group. And I'll show you something here. Hang on. And then Annie can crack the whip on us.
I'm so excited for you, Debbie.
I know.
Holy
You
wow. You are going to make some serious waves. You are going to help people feel way better, less pain, all because you were like, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
They need it. So
Exactly.
I am so, so proud of you.
Oh, thanks. I'm excited.
She's killing it. Here's the Canva thing. So you go into Canva. It's like, I'll show you the thing, but you choose Facebook cover, and
Ooh.
they have it's already designed. You pick a layout. Okay. So let's say I pick it makes anybody look like they can do graphics without needing to know how. Okay, so let's say I choose this one. Now I can choose to click that picture, and let's say I'm going to put a before and after in it. See, so there's that picture. You just put your finger on it. You choose the picture you want to replace, and it puts it right into the graphic. And then you can change it, and you can put in, you click on the text, you change your text, and you type the text that you want, and you can do something really cool in your group at the top header of your group. And if this isn't your thing and you're like, oh God, forget it, you can go to a website called Fiverr, FIVERR.com. And for really inexpensive, you can have a Facebook cover designed so that your group looks really professional and inviting and what have you. So that's what I do.
That's amazing. I love how simple that is. It's like no time. I need to download Canva. Are you paying a subscription?
They have a free version. So
Okay.
here's the little icon. Do you see the C, Canva?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And just download it. And then once you open it up, what's really cool is you choose what type of project you're doing. I mean, you can do an email header. You can do, they've got infographic, Twitter post, business card, presentation, photo collage, social media, poster, flyer, Facebook post. You choose where you're going to use it. And then once you choose, let's say you want to make a flyer. Okay, well, here, let's say you want to have a little local event and invite people. Well, look, you could choose this flyer that you get that design. You can change the background color, the text, and you can make this any photo you want. So it's basically, you use their layout, and all you do is plug in what you have in your camera to here. It's really easy. If I can do it, anyone can do it. It's got to be easy, otherwise I don't like it. But see, I did a graphic for our shred, and it looks like I spent all this time. I just clicked on the circle pictures that were there, and I put 2 before and afters. And then I put in my own text that I wanted, and I changed the background, but the layout was already there for me. Pretty cool, huh? And you can use this for your social media posts. You can use it at the top of your groups.
Thank you for sharing that, Kimberly.
You're welcome.
So much value.
All right, guys. Does anyone have any questions? That was some great information tonight. Posting, scheduling, groups, how to start your own Canva, all of that. Any questions, anybody? Who is ready? Who is ready to step out of their box a little bit more, post a little bit more, comment a little bit more, show more of your life, who you are, and bring people together? Okay, so that's your challenge. So figure out what you're doing and double. Let's just double what you're doing, right? Double your posts, double your comments, double the amount of things that you're sharing with people. And if you don't have your own group yet, set it up. Just set it up. Nobody will even know it's there until you start advertising. So you can set it up tonight and then start inviting. And one of the great things is that we are built with an automatic community. So you automatically have support and love and people to go in there. We just have to know about your group. Copy and paste the link when you're sending it out, and send that out to us and your friends and anyone else, and just make it super simple and easy for them to click on the link and join. And here's my thing. I, as a salesperson, join every group that I'm offered. Every group. I may or may not do something with it. With yours, of course, we do. But with other people, I may or may not. But it's there for the times that I want to go in. It's there. It's available. I have a group of people who I'm connected to that I can go in at any time and just start getting to know them. Just start letting them know who I am, having them fall in love, you know, like, know, respect, and get to know. And it's always available. So that's from my perspective. I join every single group. So when I make a group and I put it out to my friends, I hope they feel the same way. Not everyone will, and that's okay, but there will be people that do. And some people will do it just because they want to support you. Some people will do it because they like the topic. Some people will do it because they're looking for a community. You know, there's so many different reasons why people will do it. You just have to build it, and they will come. Annie, Kimberly, thank you so much for all of your training tonight. I so appreciate it. And I know everybody on this call really does. Let's get together, guys. Let's talk about how did you double? What group did you do? Come back as a team and let's share what all we did. And as always, you know, your support and being on here and participating and being involved, it means the world. And I cannot thank you guys enough for everything that you guys do. You guys do so much, and we so appreciate that. And it takes a village to get this information out to a lot of people, and you guys are doing it. So congratulations, everyone. And thank you. And let's continue. All right. With that, I hope and wish everybody have a beautiful evening tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
You're welcome.
Good night, guys. Thanks, Stephanie. Thanks, Annie.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Good night.